Government agencies like to spy not just outside but also inside the country. Typically, any country's government likes to exert as much control as possible on its citizens, whether it's to do with taxation or movement. And that's where having a single passport is a happy path, a happy scenario for your home country government. There are a lot of governments that do not accept dual citizenship for these reasons. They quote security concerns. And that's why a lot of Asian countries ban dual citizenship. There are a couple of Asian countries that make it extremely hard or impossible for their citizens to even travel outside. So that's how it propagates. West has been slightly open because their citizens have demanded, right? They made some changes, but they do have mechanism in place like their own spy agencies as well as, let's say, CBT type of stuff. So they make sure that they are controlling their citizens. In this video, we're going to talk about secret IDs. How do you tag them so they're anonymous, right? Legally, and everything should be done legally, right? So whatever you do, you want to make sure you follow the law. And one of the most important things in this business, in this industry, the fact that you are watching this video means that you at least have a second nationality, you have a dual citizenship. And if you don't, then that is the primary, right? That's the starting point. You want a passport real quick. Now, some people are able to wait 5 years and 6 years or 7 years to get their second nationality. And some people want it right away, right now. So in this video, I'm going to discuss a couple of options where you can immediately get a citizenship. Once you have a second citizenship, a second nationality, the way IDs function as secret IDs, and when I say secret, they are private. Nothing wrong, nothing illegal, just that no one else knows about them. You're not supposed, there is no current regulation where you're required to report your IDs, like your bank accounts or your money. You have to go and report that to your home country government. But currently, let's say you have a nationality, you get a second one, and then you tag an ID, you aren't necessarily required to report all your IDs or your citizenships to your home country government. That is where the magic lies. At least as of now, this hasn't been regulated by many countries. There's only 1 or 2 countries where you have to go and inform them, get an acceptance, and then they let you hold the dual citizenship even if they do. So how does all of this work, right? So there are certain residencies, and I'm going to discuss a few examples. There are certain residencies that don't care about your other nationalities, right? They are concerned with the active nationality that you're utilizing to enter their country. So if you're presenting one of your passports to immigration, they are only asking you stuff about that passport. There is no section, there is no column, and they're asking you for listing 10 different other nationalities that you possess. So those are your friendly nations, your friendly countries, and anything can change, right? So tomorrow they might suddenly wake up, hey, they might be like, hey, you know what, we want more control, who's coming in, what are their nationalities? And these type of changes keep happening all the times. Forms keep getting updated. So if you're grandfathered into a program, then that's to your advantage. The more you delay, you not only close your options, they not only take away those residencies or make them extremely expensive, they also beef up their mechanism. They're collecting more information, they're collecting more data. Once that data is in the system, that can be used the way they want. So that is where you want to make sure that you have the first mover advantage. If you have the means, you have the time, do it right now. If you delay, you're going to get less of what you would get right now. So this is the time where you need to focus and get your stuff done. And at any point in time, right, you want to strike any of your residencies legally, you can always click the link, book a call. We can discuss the best one, the most protective one in terms of taxation or legal or identity protection, or just simply having a plan B to safeguard and secure your assets, your wealth. We help our clients globally in most of the countries that do provide immigration options. And none of this information that I'm discussing is immigration, legal, tax advice. Our attorneys and the specialists would be eventually guiding you if you're interested on moving on any of these options. Now, first, let me quickly discuss how do you get a nationality real quick. Now, there are some CBI bluffs which don't get you the nationality that quick. For example, a classic program would be the Turkey CBI. It literally takes a year and a half. In some cases, it has taken 2 years, 2.5 years. So what is the difference between doing that and let's say doing a Peru, where it still takes a couple of years to be able to apply for your citizenship? It's kind of citizenship by naturalization. In fact, in Turkey now they have created this whole first file your residency, we'll approve your residency, then you come to the country, and then once you're a resident, then you apply for your citizenship. All your property purchase, your fixed deposits, all of that good stuff is done way ahead of time, right? And that's when, let's say you've spent a couple of years, you have your home purchased for 2 years, and then you get, apply for your citizenship. That's when it gets locked in for 3 years. So essentially, you're locking this whole thing up for 5 years. You just think that after 3 years, you can sell your apartment. But in reality, it's more like 5 years or 6 years. So it really functions like a normal citizenship. So that is not a quick passport. The second option, which is busted and tainted, which you want to stay away from, is some of those Caribbean citizenships. They capture way too much data. They're hand in glove with some of the Western forces. So they're constantly supplying all your information to the Western forces. So getting that nationality might be more troublesome than not getting that nationality in the first place. I don't think that's plan B at all. Plus, they have doubled up the cost at the demands of the Western governments, because the Western governments don't want to lose the tax advantages because of which you would get these programs. So if they double up the price of this program, then you aren't saving much in taxes. So there's not an economic hit to those Western countries. So no one is going to go and apply for these programs. The stats are astonishing. There's been a 60% reduction across a lot of these programs in terms of filing. So they are crying, right? So they chose to stick with the West. They're paying the price for some of that stuff. Those citizenships are also not fast. It takes a long time to actually go and acquire that passport. Year and a half in some cases, which is not acceptable. Gone are the days when you would get that citizenship in 6 to 8 months. It's more like year and a half, or even more in certain cases. And there have been so many cases where people have applied and done the whole thing, and they haven't really gotten the citizenship. They haven't really gotten the refund if the citizenship was not awarded. So it's a real hot mess. I would absolutely say to stay away from any of that crap, right? And not all are bad. Some are absolute crap. So you better off staying away. What is the quickest of the quickest passport that you can acquire? At this time, the quick passport, let's say it's 45 days or couple of months, you want a citizenship, you just cannot afford to wait anymore, then a quick and dirty citizenship, I shouldn't say dirty, but it's a quick citizenship that you can get immediately, is the Vanuatu. And hang on, I'm going to discuss how you tag and pair residency, so it might be actually useful. So a lot of people might think, hey, why am I getting Vanuatu? It does not have any access. But that's where the trick lies. Now with Vanuatu, they are skipping a lot of the processing fees and everything is waived off, right? So you're just paying the donation and the investment component. The investment component is generating returns. This is the cheapest, dirt cheap citizenship that you can acquire for $19,000 per person on an average in the end. And if you want to learn the math, how this is even possible, you can hop onto this video. This has both the two options where you can strike this at the cheapest possible cost. And as I said, all the processing fees and everything is waived. And because we work with the direct processes, we can get you all the discounts that you need. So you can always reach us and we can get you started on this option if this is of choice. The second quickest citizenship that you can obtain is Dominican Republic. Between 6 months to 2 years, you can actually look at this nationality. The other two fast ones are Peru, 2 years, Argentina, 2 years. You can apply for your citizenships. Those are the more natural ones. And then you also have Egypt CBI, although I would not recommend Egypt for everyone, but for someone who has 2 or 3 good solid passports, then maybe Egypt could be a fourth passport for some other reasons, right? That you might require this for, not for everyone, for very select special people who have a lot of wealth and who are looking for extreme diversifications for the worst case scenario. What are the residencies that you can tag with your secondary passport? And it doesn't have to be Vanuatu. Maybe you already have a dual citizenship through ancestry, through descent, then any of those passports can work. As long as the 2 of your passports or 2 of your nationalities are completely different from each other and there's no connection, then you're safer on the other side. That's your plan B. And when you keep a plan B, you can't keep it a raw plan B, right? You want to add bells and whistles, meaning you want to add the access. So if you're looking for access, let's say you get a visa, it's a Schengen, US, Canadian PR, it gets you visa-free access to 20, 30 odd countries. So you're jacking up your access on that poor weak pathetic poor passport. So that way it's a strong combination. And on top of that, then you're putting the cherries on top, right? Which is all these residencies, which could eventually gain you citizenships. So once you get that citizenship, it's more discreet. But even before you get there, you want to pair as many strong and powerful residencies on this secondary nationality. What are some absolute gems out there? Mexico is the number one option to put on there. Mauritius is the second best option. South Africa is an exotic third good option that you can tag on that. And then absolute must have in your portfolio is Paraguay. Mexico, in a day, we can get you the card, right? The permanent residency card, if you're assuming you have the eligibility to enter the country on that visa. The second, South Africa, is a dateless, lifelong permanent residency simply through a donation of 6,800 US dollars. And you only pay this donation once you get approved. So you're not really looking at paying the government anything till you are approved for this permanent residency. Mauritius could be free of cost if $1,000 in application fee. I shouldn't say free of cost. It's still $1,000 in application fee. And then based on whether you're over 50 or under 50, your bank balances can be maintained accordingly. And then the fourth one, as I said, the absolute must have is Paraguay. It gets you the territorial taxation. It gives you the 9% tax. And we just need 2 days of your time inside of Paraguay to get you the residency option. There's Oman in the Middle East. If you're looking for that slight bit of diversification, that exotic diversification, you don't want to be, you don't want to fall into that whole UAE or Dubai, which is eventually going to suck all the money out of your pocket. So you want to have a low-key, quiet, nice, safe, advantageous jurisdiction. Then Oman plays a key role. And if you want to learn more about the benefits of the Oman residency and how you can get this for dirt cheap, hop onto this video. This talks about the entire program in a lot of detail. So that's the fifth residency that you can tag to your new nationality. And these are just a few scratching the surface. There are a lot of other residencies, hidden gems that can get you a citizenship. There's also the concept of citizenship by exception. Again, I would not recommend this to all the people, but for people who are willing to, who have the skill set and who are willing to go that extra mile, do the documentation, give it a try. And there are so many other different options to discuss and to narrow down on. It's all based on the circumstances that you want to create for you and your family. What do you believe in and stuff like that? Are you in crypto? Are you in legal? Are you in facing lawsuits? Are you, do you think you're going to face lawsuits in future? So all of those things can determine which are the best options in your case. And at any point you want to get started, click the link, book a call. We can get you started. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure to turn on the bell notification and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the future breaking videos. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and catch you in the next one.